All right. We are back. Sorry and things. Um, as it were, sometimes things happen. Black Bear News, please remember to like the video and to make sure that you are still subscribed. I don't know. False positive. Poppy Davis, yes. I don't know why, this entire week has been just a series of technical difficulties and a series of, stops and starts, false positives, etc. Okay, so come on back. My apologies. Trying to have a smooth video making experience is sometimes not always in the cards. So we'll see how this one goes. So yeah, we covered the ghost planes in the earlier video, but just to recap for this video, airlines have to keep their slots in the airports. They have to keep running flights in order to keep their slots in the airports. If they don't do that, they lose their slots, and that means the loss of a lot of money. So apparently it's cheaper to just fly empty planes back and forth to these cities. Well, thank you guys for your patience. I appreciate it. It's a little anticlimactic to have to kind of like go over these articles. We're already seeing that many airlines are having. What's the over/under on the Olympics being canceled? I wonder. It seems to be kind of like still having conferences and still, flying places to go to work and still doing what they need to do, and other places not so much. Why is this buffering? Jesus Christ. Sorry. Yeah, so it's just it's starting to become an unfortunate thing for so many people involved. Eyes to the Sky says, I thought Osama's point about the fact that they know about global dimming and hence have the ghost planes was on target. Yeah. Why not? I mean, it totally makes sense. Something humming in my audio? How annoying is it? Or is it on your end? I don't know. Does anybody else hear the humming? So let's eliminate it on my end first. Yeah, we're already seeing airlines, going down, going out of business, getting close to going out of business, possible, facing serious debt problems. Keith Boyd, no humming here. Yeah, I think that doesn't seem to be something that, is an issue. Not annoying, very soft. Oh, you hear it, Poppy. Okay, very low hum. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah. Can't. I don't know what to say. I can't seem to escape the technical difficulties or the just everything happening while I'm making a video difficulty. So whatever. Yeah, it could just be something else going on. I don't know. Yeah, I think everybody will live. So yeah, when the video was interrupted, the last video was talking about this dam in the North Sea, between Scotland and is it Norway? Scotland and Norway. Just ridiculous ideas. These scientists, technicians, engineers are saying this is technically feasible. But also, at the same time, ridiculous on so many levels. It's going to disrupt so many things in the ecosystem that you're gonna destroy the entire ecosystem in order to save people from sea level rise. And how long is that going to last? By the time you actually build these dams, where will sea level rise be? And I was about to get to the last section of this article. It says, warning. Ultimately, the description of this extreme dam is more of a warning than a solution, Grosskamp states. The costs and the consequences of such a dam are huge indeed. However, we have calculated that the cost of doing nothing against sea level rise will ultimately be many times higher. This dam makes it almost tangible what the consequences of the sea level rise will be. A sea level rise of 10 meters by the year 2500. 2500. According to the bleakest... Really? What are they talking about? Who are... This is just ridiculous on all levels. 10 meters by 2500? Yeah. I don't know what kind of studies these guys are referring to. This dam is therefore mainly a call to do something about climate change now. If we do nothing, then this extreme dam might just be the only solution. Wow, just stupidity on stupidity right there. Katzenjammer 23 says, I predict several 100,000 people will be coming down with the virus in the U.S. The CDC and the government are completely unprepared, and the U.S. treats most of its population very poorly. It's a very likely scenario because, what's happening, I'm seeing that some prepping is being done by certain folks, right? I went to the store yesterday to buy, I had a little party at my place yesterday, and I went to the store to go buy some supplies for this party, and the paper towels and the toilet paper section, the shelves in that section were cleaned out completely, and there were people in the aisles like looking at the section going like, wow, okay, it's serious, I guess. I've heard reports from viewers on the channel and other people that they have seen canned goods being wiped out of some stores. Again, more paper products, toilet paper, etc. What do you guys you guys are trying to, what does it say? I look a little like the master of what? It's my mic, like a bad speaker connection. Buzz. Okay, well, sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't there on the last video, right? Apologize for all the technical difficulties that seem to be just running through all my videos. So, hoping that tomorrow's video will have none. Leslie Nielsen would do? Do I look like Leslie Nielsen? I don't know. Is that what you're trying to say? Raza Remen, I'm sure you can plant toilet paper to get more trees. That sounds like something out of the Chronicles of Narnia. I'm reading the Chronicles of Narnia to my daughter, and in the first book, when Narnia is created, they like plant, they plant stuff like that, and it turns into trees. Not toilet paper, but you know what I'm saying. Proudhon says the Master is the arch bad guy in Doctor Who. Oh yeah, I'm not a Doctor Who person, so I wouldn't. I don't know. I look like an arch bad guy. Great. Okay. Uh, paper towels and toilet paper are the new gold. I guess you can't eat them for God's sake. No. Changed when I held my mic. Yeah, there's some. Maybe I'm getting. I don't know. Zoxilic says Narnia sucks. I don't know. It sound. Well, we're getting there. Read Tolkien, not Narnia. Okay. I happen to like Narnia, man. I don't know. So, let's get into this last article. And this is out of India. This is from last month. This is about a month ago. Delhi is facing a water crisis ahead of day zero. The city's residents have turned to the mafia and murder. And I think I read like an article that was very, reminiscent of this one. Maybe a month or two ago. On a crisp Delhi morning, dozens of women, men, and children in one of the city's poorest areas gather on the side of the road holding plastic bottles and buckets. They're waiting for a water truck to arrive, clearly identifiable with its large tank on the back and hoses sprouting from the top like tentacles. When it does, the residents will have just a few minutes to fill their containers as much as possible to hopefully secure enough water for the day. In winter, when Delhi is cool, the situation is relatively calm. But in summer, when temperatures surge past 40 degrees Celsius, the situation becomes much more desperate. Fights have broken out. People have been killed. We are getting water now as it is winter, but the crisis deepens in summer. Mother of three, Babli Singh, explained, we have to run behind water tankers. Sometimes I do not get water. Ms. Singh and her family of 9 live in what's considered Asia's largest unauthorized colony, Sangam Vihar, which is home to well over 1 million residents and is located in Delhi's southern outskirts. The buildings and infrastructure here were never designed or approved by a government agency. Rather, residents simply built their homes on a small plot of land with whatever resources they could muster, mostly concrete and brick. It's a claustrophobic environment. Dusty roads so congested and narrow that cars often cannot enter. Essential services are also lacking. Vast majority of residents relying on tanker water for drinking and groundwater for cleaning and washing. But with reserves so low, there's real concern underground supplies will run dry in just a few months. Our children go to school without a bath for 4 or 5 days, Ms. Singh said. We are suffering. Life is very hard. The rise of the water mafia. Delhi is one of 21 Indian cities that can run out of groundwater this summer, according to a 2018 government think tank report. If and when that happens, it will be known as Day Zero. The water woes are a product of years of booming population growth, drought, and mismanagement. The Delhi government has in recent years tried to supply water to unauthorized colonies. Sounds like something out of Blade Runner. By drilling water bores, but this is a short-term solution that exacerbates a bigger problem. Elsewhere, private enterprises locally known as the water mafia have been able to profit from the despair by building their own bores. The activity is illegal, but there has been little to nothing done to crack down on the practice. The ABC saw one such private enterprise drilling in a street, and the workers explained they were digging deeper than ever in an effort to find new waters. Locals have been forced to borrow money to pay for water. Ms. Singh is one of the many families that had to pay the so-called water mafia to get their home connected to an illegal bore water supply. Her father-in-law, Inder Dev Singh, says he feels forgotten. We are not getting any help from the government. He explained the government has been promising a water pipeline for a long time. We paid for our own private pipeline. During the summer, that pipe is only turned on for 2 hours, giving the family a small but crucial window to fill up a large underground tank they installed themselves. The water is drinkable if it is boiled first, he explained. Buying extra water is an option, but in an area where work is infrequent and wages are low, people often need to borrow money to buy extra allocations. Water is supposed to be free, Mr. Singh explained. The private providers do not want to get a government water by pipeline, as they are earning a lot of money by providing water by tankers. There will be a time when there will be no water. A man was shot in a dispute over water. This is the future for many, having disputes over water, and probably having to borrow money to buy water, or paying dear prices for water. In the summer of 2018, a man was shot in Sangam, Bihar, during a dispute over water. The same year, in another part of Delhi, a group of men and a juvenile were arrested for beating to death a father and son in another water dispute. Jesus. Videos of skirmishes and violence also regularly emerge in summer on social media application WhatsApp. This year, the issue is getting unseasonal attention as Delhiites head to the polls for local government elections. Political candidates keep on securing votes from the city's poorest, having made sweeping promises to build pipes to deliver water to every house in Delhi. It does not get the respect it deserves, explained Jyoti Sharma, who heads up the water security not-for-profit organization Force. Water is central to everything we do, but everybody takes it for granted, so it does not get the attention it deserves. It's just these few election days that it's being talked about. Ms. Sharma says there has been some positive steps in recent years, including forcing large homes to capture rainwater and directing recycled water into rivers and ponds to recharge underground reserves, but it's not enough to reverse the depleting trend. She worries about day zero, but thinks it won't occur this summer. I am an Indian, she explains. I'm hoping day zero will not happen. I'm hoping it will not happen. So there you go. That is an unfortunate situation for many more, I'm sure, around the planet that live with water insecurity. Waste mafia in Africa, says Cornholio. Yeah. Zoxylix, Flint, exactly. Toilet paper mafia in USA, says Poppy Davis. Eyes to the Sky says water will be the cause of many wars in the future. Zoxylix says in the USA, you pay for poison water, and if you don't pay for it, they take your house. Raza Remen, global groundwater has run out. Can we use beer? Beer will do, says Echoes of Not. Katzenjammer 23 says water is not a human right. Didn't some huge NGO decide that a while ago? Right. Yeah, human, I know there's a hum. It's just been an issue-filled day, and I don't know really what to do about that. Have to come back tomorrow and hope that there's no hum in the audio. James Thomas says, get ready for mass migrations. Graydon B says, the breathing mask mafia, possibly. Obioma Fashion says heat waves will last 5 weeks in 20 years. Or 20 years or sooner. Realize says, and Biden said Trump will win? Really? When I move my arm, the hum gets loud. I don't know what's going on, guys. It could be something in the stream. I don't know what's happening. Uh, I have to you know, reevaluate and then come back tomorrow, I guess. Lastly, here's an article out of Newsweek. This is just like no duh news. Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All policy would likely increase wages and create jobs. New economic analysis shows. So every single time they do an analysis of one of Bernie Sanders' platform policies, they're like, yes, this makes total economic sense. Yes, it would be a boon to the economy. Uh, no, it won't. It won't bankrupt the country because it will actually cost less than we're spending now, which people just can't seem to wrap their couple of brain cells around. Um, because the system we have now is extremely expensive and wasteful. So if we actually did Medicare for all, it would be less wasteful and less costly, and that's the upshot. The upshot is it's not more expensive. The upshot is it doesn't bankrupt the country or bankrupt individual people. So yeah, we see these studies come out and it's all good, and people just seem to ignore it. Let's hope. So there is an election in 2 days. Is that right? Is it Tuesday? It's like the mini Super Tuesday or something. Uh, and that is, I think it's this Tuesday. Um, you know, pray for pray that Bernie, stays competitive at the very least, if not wins, something outright. Is this right? I don't know if this is the correct. These are the correct states. This actually this is from another. Hold on one second, guys. Let me give you some correct information. Thank you. Let's not have the wrong information. So yeah, on the 10th, March 10th, we have Idaho, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, and Washington. So most likely Bernie will do well in Idaho and Washington, North Dakota for sure. It's the Michigan one that's really very important. Mississippi, he will probably lose. So there's a chance he could actually do well if he wins. If he wins Michigan or stays even in Michigan, then it's a wash. The dude says, the country is already bankrupt. Adam Thomas, hello. Biden said to vote on Thursday. Oh, also, this is actually good news. So they scheduled a debate for after these primaries coming up, and which puts Bernie at a disadvantage because they can't throw Biden up against Bernie and he can't look bad on national TV. So, so this puts Bernie at a disadvantage for this particular round of states on Tuesday. However, Bernie is going to do a town hall on Fox tomorrow. That's Monday. So that's actually great news because the last time he did a town hall on Fox, everybody overwhelmingly, all the Fox viewers were like, I like this guy. So this is possible that this town hall may turn the tide, a little bit. Might just push the needle towards Bernie a little bit for this round of Tuesday primaries. We'll see. Revan Walker says Bernie Sanders has lost and went too soft from the start. I'm actually really dealing with emotions around the fact that I think that he's just too soft around it. Although they're going pretty hard at Biden right now. They've suddenly realized like, oh crap, Biden is the one. Look, after the first couple of primaries, Biden looked terrible. He looked super weak. He looked like a non-entity, a non-factor. And a lot of people thought going in that he would win South Carolina and that would be it. But they didn't count on the coalescing that happened right after South Carolina and everybody dropping out and endorsing Biden and him getting a huge push on Super Tuesday. And then you have voter suppression also happening at the same time. So all of these factors combined to push Bernie Sanders down. They weren't expecting Biden to do that. They weren't expecting all of that to happen. They didn't expect, it was like a 48-hour turnaround that pushed Biden, forward on Super Tuesday. But now the Bernie Sanders campaign knows who the enemy is and knows that Biden is, the one to beat. And it's a two-man race. So, they're going very hard at Biden. We'll see if it pays off. I don't know. We'll see. I don't, I'm still optimistic. I'm not super hopeful. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Zoxalix, I did say that there was some rigging going on. There was some voter suppression. It looks like there were a lot of problems with the machines. I saw all over my Facebook timeline on Super Tuesday that people were having problems voting in California people. So there you go. They vote flipped in every state for Biden. Yeah, I'd like to see more evidence and more, people doing some in-depth work around this. I've been seeing quite a bit of news around that. It's a really difficult subject because when you bring that up, people start saying "Oh, bringing out the conspiracies because you lost, huh?" But hey, if it's happening, it's happening. Exit polls don't match up in any state. Yes, you're right. Corn Pop was a mean guy, absolutely. Creative experiments. Bernie keeps saying Biden is a good guy. Yeah, I wish he would stop that. He needs to stop that. He's not his friend. Yes. Oh, thank you, Zoxalix. That was the other thing I wanted to cover today. Before I leave, I'm going to cover this real quick. I gotta go, because it's already been too long. Dallas County asked for Super Tuesday recount after discovering it missed some ballots. Oops. In a petition filed late Friday in a state district court, the county is now seeking to perform a recount of backup paper ballots. This is from yesterday. Dallas County officials are seeking a recount of the March 3rd primary results after discovering that an unknown number of ballots were not initially counted. In a petition filed late Friday in state district court, Dallas County election administrator Tony Pippin's Pool said her office has discovered that ballots from 44 tabulating machines were not accounted for in the election results. Oh my God. Reported by the county on Super Tuesday, it is unclear how many ballots were missing from the county's tally of votes. Wow. The issue turned up after county officials were unable to reconcile the number of voters who checked in to cast ballots at some polling places and the number of ballots received from those sites. Oops, we just lost some ballots, guys. This is crazy. So yeah, as time goes on, more and more accounts of election tampering are coming in. We're seeing exit polls not lining up with the actual vote counts. We're seeing problems with voting machines here in Dallas County in Texas. Unexplained, ballots gone missing. So they're asking for a recount. So there you go. Yeah, my kid is okay, Raza. Thank you for asking. She's fine. The dog and the kid wrestle, and sometimes it gets a little bit hardcore. My ELF generator working well. Yes, that's right. Rich Diana says Bernie is the only one that hasn't sold out. No, he is not sold out. He's not sold out. Mustafa says Bernie sucks. He's already sold out. He's not sold out, but he's already given in to the idea that he needs to support the Democratic Party. And when he needs to fight the Democratic Party, so it's tough. It's not looking good. Why Dallas? Why not some other county? Said Anthony Davis. I don't know. We might see more of that. We might see more in California. Here's another thing that's happening. They haven't allocated the delegates from California yet. They haven't allocated all the delegates, and it looks like if they allocated the delegates, Bernie would pick up, a lot more delegates, like 100 more delegates at least. And right now Biden is leading. They have him on the delegate count page or whatever. They have Biden leading by a bunch of delegates, but they haven't appointed the delegates from California yet. So all of this is creating this idea in people's minds that Biden is the guy. But if they allocated these delegates, Biden and Bernie would be like tied. So again, that's election tampering right there. That's absolutely election tampering because they're trying to make it seem like, Biden has way more delegates or 100 more delegates. It's exactly what they were doing in 2016 with Hillary Clinton by lining up all the super delegates behind her. Even if they were, even on the pledged delegates, the super delegates made it look like Hillary was always in the lead. So it just creates this idea that somebody is the front runner and the other person is way behind when they're not way behind at all. Poppy Davis, F the DNC. I concur. Prudhomme says the votes were hidden by Biden. Grade and B, they're so misleading. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that things swing back to Bernie, and we'll see how it goes. The next couple of weeks are very important, very, very important. Florida votes a week from this Tuesday, so that's a big one. The next 2 weeks are going to really, really spell out how it's going to go. If Bernie doesn't stay even, or if Bernie doesn't, come back or take back some of the momentum, if it stays going with Biden, it's game over pretty much in the next 2 weeks. Rich Diana says, if you're riding with Biden, then your children should be hiding. Exactamo. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to have to sign off now. Thank you so much for jumping in with me. I sincerely apologize for all the technical difficulties and how difficult the streams have been, to get off the ground this week. But, hopefully all these things will work out in the process of doing more videos. So peace out. You know how to support the channel. Links below. Patreon, of course. Rockfin, of course. I'm on Rockfin. And I will see you most likely tomorrow. Peace out.